Hey, Dan Denley here, founder of Overwatch Force. So what I wanted to do in this video is walk you through Profit Multiplier number 6 from my free report called 6 Ways to Double Your Sales from Your Existing List Without Spending a Dime on Ads, Affiliates, or JV Partners. And this particular Profit Multiplier is called the Mafia Proposition. Okay, the Mafia Proposition. Let's jump in here. Now, whenever I'm trying to help somebody, either one of my clients or just a friend of mine, or if I'm working with one of my partners in my businesses and they're saying, man, why is the conversion rate so bad on this thing? And by conversion rate, obviously I'm talking about response rate, okay? On an offer, this is the number one reason for bad conversion rates that I see. A weak, anemic offer. Just the offer is just not good enough to get someone to respond, okay? So you really want to kind of step back for a minute and put yourself in the shoes of your customer or your client, and you want to ask, is this offer good enough for me to respond to, okay? So a weak offer is usually the number one culprit for a bad conversion rate. Or they just don't want it. Okay, that's another thing I run into. But the weak offer, again, is related to don't want it, all right? Okay, so let's take a look at this. Now remember, I talked about this in my report, okay, the 6 ways to double your sales. On pages 1 through 13, I went through this in detail, so if you have not read that, you definitely want to do that. But basically, the number one obstacle that you face today is increasing global competition. Okay? And don't kid yourself if you think that just because you have a service company that you're not competing globally. You are. All right, so let's dive into this, because the Mafia proposition, if you can master this strategy, it's really going to help your conversion rate and set you apart from your competition. So why a great offer is critical. First, if your offer is weak, your conversion rate is going to be low. Okay? If your conversion rate is low, it means that less people respond to your offer. The less people that respond, the higher your CPA goes. So it costs you more to actually acquire that customer, right? The higher your acquisition cost goes, means that the best offer wins, i.e. your competitor. Because why? Well, if he has an offer that's converting well, he's able to acquire more customers at a lower cost than you. And if his back end is pretty substantial and he has a decent follow-up sequence, then he could outlast you even if your offer is basically converting at the same rate. Okay? So in one of my businesses, we actually go negative for up to 4 months before we turn our advertising into profit. And our competitors want to tear their teeth out because they can't figure out how in the world we can keep acquiring customers. It's because we have a huge back end. But that's a little bit different. What we want to do is craft the front end so that the conversion rate works, so that you can acquire customers consistently and do it hopefully profitably in the long run. So the best offer in the marketplace wins. Not necessarily the best product, not necessarily the best service provider, the best offer. All right. And it really is the survival of the fittest offer. So what is your unique selling proposition? What is your USP? USP basically answers this question. Why would someone do business with you versus all the other options, including doing nothing? Okay, that's a question you really need to sit down and do some real heart-to-heart thinking about. Why would someone do business with you versus all the other options, including doing nothing? And I use the classic, I believe it's Tom Monahan that started Domino's Pizza and then sold that company, I think, for like $1 billion. Their old USP back in the day was fresh, hot pizza delivered in 30 minutes or less, or your money back. So it told you exactly what you get, and it told you when you would expect it, and it backed it up with a satisfaction guarantee. Okay, so that's a unique selling proposition. So what makes your product or service unique? You need to spend some time thinking about this. And The big thing is you never want price to be your USP, okay? Because when the market dips, you have so little margin that you're toast, okay? We've seen this happen over and over again, especially back in 2008, 2007, 2009-ish, when the economy kind of started coming back. The companies that didn't even dip were the companies that were servicing clientele that were not affected by price, okay? And the one that jumps to my mind is Whole Foods did really well. Okay, they saw a steady climb because they weren't worried about the Walmart type customer. All right, so an offer that they can't refuse. The Mafia is famous for making people an offer they can't refuse. And I'm married to a Sicilian Italian, so I kind of know a little bit about this stuff, wink, wink. So, which is a nice way of saying coercion, okay? Well, our Mafia proposition is, here's the way we're going to define it. It's a legal and moral can't refuse offer. All right? It's a legal and moral can't refuse offer. That's the way we're going to define it. And that's what we're going to approach it. So here are 3 examples. And hopefully you can sink your teeth into this and apply it to your business. Example number 1. How we generated 513 new members worth $44,415.54 in 7 days. Here's the way we did it. The offer was free, the Ultimate Guitar Swag Pack, a $65 value. All right. This is a screenshot from Visual Website Optimizer, which is an excellent tool unless you're running millions and millions of visitors a month. It's a pretty good tool that you can use to track your conversion rate. So in this one, we had 4,196 visitors. We had 513 conversions, and we had a 12% conversion rate, okay? And we had 2 variations, which I don't have on here. But here's the big thing. As you can see from the screenshot, we generated 513 new subscribers to our Blues Guitar monthly membership, which is $28.86 a month. So each subscriber's worth $28.86 and sticks for about 3 months on average. Some people stick longer, some people cancel immediately. You know how that works. So 513 members times $28.86 times 3 months is $44,415.54. Of course, that's sales, not profit, right? Obviously, I had the cost of the physical product and the shipping, which was about 12 grand, but it was still a great ROI, especially since I was dipping into my existing customer base. Remember, I already acquired these customers. I was not having to go and spend money on advertising, joint ventures, and affiliates to get these customers. These people are already in my database, and I didn't pay any commissions on these people, all right? All right, so note, first of all, the 12% conversion rate, that's insanely good, and I wanna make a little disclaimer about why it's so good. First of all, these were buyers, they weren't opt-ins, okay? Second, we used a one-click buy button, which is a script that we wrote for Infusionsoft, and we passed their information over to a page that had an SSL certificate so that everything was encrypted, and all they had to do was click on the button that said buy now with 1 click. Okay, so they didn't have to fill out anything. We already knew their shipping address. We already had their credit card on file and all of that. So they just clicked on a yes, I want it button. So there was nothing for them to fill out. So that was a humongous conversion rate booster, right? And just a little tangent on that. Anytime that you have done business with someone in the past and you have their credit card information on file, in my opinion, there's really no reason to have them fill that out again, because with the technology that we have today, you can have people click on a one-click buy button. And let me let you in on another secret. Amazon is training people how to buy. I'm gonna say that again. Amazon is training people how to buy. So people are expecting that once they buy from you, they don't have to enter their credit card information again, okay? So that's definitely the way everything is moving, and we actually wrote our own script for it, but there's some things out there that you can do, and it's really not that complicated, but the bottom line is you want to make it as easy as humanly possible. So for example, if you're selling a digital product, don't ask them for their shipping address unless you're going to ship them something, okay? All right, so let's move on. Also, we used a Mafia proposition. Okay, so the reason this conversion rate was so insanely high is these were buyers, we used a one-click buy button, and we made them an insanely good offer. So here's how to generate a lot of subscribers to a continuity program or rebuild program fast. All right, in my guitar biz, this was guitarzoom.com, we wanted to get a bunch of new subscribers fast. So because we've tested a lot of ways to get folks to sign up for continuity, all right, we knew what was probably going to be the fastest point from A to B. But the fact is, people generally hate being billed monthly, period, for anything. So you can't just say, go sign up for my stuff and let me bill you every month. That ain't gonna work, all right? And free trials are great, okay? But they're kind of that slow and steady thing. And we wanted a quick little pop. What's really working well is to make an offer that they can't refuse. And this isn't a fad, by the way. This is gonna work forever because it taps into the psychology of the human being. All right, it's an offer they can't refuse. So, also known as the Mafia proposition. So, the secret to making this whole thing work is this. You gotta give your buyer something he really, really wants. Notice I didn't say what he really, really needs. It has to be what he really, really wants, okay? I already used the example in another video of giving the $300 coach gift certificate for the lady that comes and has her teeth redone, right? That's the coach $300 bag is what she really wants. She doesn't want to sit in a dentist chair for 8 hours or however long it's going to take. All right, so you got to keep this in mind. So the Ultimate Guitar Swag Pack was basically a $60 value, and this is what it was. It was a strap. It was a nylon strap there, which you see on the left, and then they got a bag of 100 guitar picks. 100 guitar picks, which by the way had our logo all over them, and we had they got a digital tuner, which you see there on the right, and they got those what do you call those things? Strap locks at the bottom right hand corner, so that keeps your strap connected to your guitar so it doesn't fall off and you look like an idiot or bang up your guitar. So the Killer Swag Pack had 4 accessories that every guitarist needs and more importantly wants. It was the tuner, the picks, the strap, and the strap locks. That was the Mafia proposition offer. Here's the way it worked. And by the way, if you don't play guitar, don't worry about it. All you need to know is this is stuff that guitar players really dig, okay? And if they went out and bought it on their own, it cost them about $60, which is easily verifiable because they could just look it up on Amazon, okay? And my cost was about $25. So here's how we position the offer. They got the guitar accessory, they got the accessory swag pack free, okay? Just pay $5.99 shipping when they took a 14-day free trial to the Blues Guitar Club. Okay, let me repeat that again. So they got the swag pack free, which is the tuner and the picks and the strap locks. All they did was pay $5.99 shipping today, okay, as soon as they clicked the Yes, I Want It button, when they took a 14-day free trial, which was $28.86, to the Blues Guitar Club. Okay, so we billed them $5.99 shipping on the first day, and then we billed them $28.86 on the 14th day, and then every 30 days after that, if they continued. So 513 new subscribers at $28.86 times 3 months is $44,415.54. And by the way, we tested 1997 versus $28.86 and $28.86 won. And then we tested $28.86 versus $38.86, and it was a dead split down the middle, 50-50. So it really didn't affect the conversion rate at all. So what do you think we're going to do next? We're going to run it at $38.86. All right. Of course, that sales not profit. I had the cost of physical product and shipping, about $12,000, but it was still a great ROI. All right. Example number 2. Use the same guns as U.S. Navy SEALs. So in one of my businesses, I'm in the gun business, and our clients kept telling us it's difficult to travel with guns. Okay. They don't like to go across state lines with a stash of AKs and AR-15s in the trunk, and we also have them buy 2,500 rounds of ammunition, which they can either buy on site or they can bring their own. We don't really care. So we kept hearing them say, look, it's just a pain to travel with the gun. So, especially because people fly from all over the country, okay, and that makes things even more complicated. So we had a compound effect here. First, we solved a big problem for the customer. Okay, and we did that by listening to them, all right? Traveling with guns and ammo, that was a big problem. So the solution we created was just show up and train. Just don't worry about bringing any guns or ammunition, just show up and we'll provide everything for you, all right? Second, We created an experience. Okay? And if there's anything you take away from this video, make sure it's this. Poor people buy stuff, rich people buy experiences. Okay? So we created an experience, and we knew this was going to be a premium price product. Okay, so we needed to create an entire experience. Of course, we could have done a lot better job at this, but it worked pretty well. All right, so the Modern Warrior offer went like this. It had uniqueness. It was unique. It had a premium price. It employed scarcity and exclusivity. So let's look at what that means. We opened up registration for the Modern Warrior class at $2,997. Okay, that was the premium pricing. The going rate in the gun industry for this kind of training is usually about $1,000 max. Sometimes it's more like $600. It's a 3-day event. Okay, and the students, they use shotgun, pistol, and AR rifle. So that was unique because most of the training is only a day or 2 days. Okay, the event is limited to 6 people. So it's exclusive, and also it employs scarcity because we can only have 6 people at a time because of the nature of the training. Also, our instructors are either former military or law enforcement. Okay, and that's unique because a lot of times in the gun industry, they'll have instructors that are like insurance agents by day, gunslingers by night. But our guys are all military or law enforcement. Okay, and they personally own the same firearms as a lot of the special forces use. So, especially like Navy SEALs. So, it's also conducted in a real SWAT training facility, which we lease from the Sheriff's Department. And it has a kill house, an airplane hull, some cars that we shoot out of, and some other cool things. So that's totally exclusive and unique, right? And it's unconventional training. So we do like low light, no light, night shooting, infrared, or night vision, hand-to-hand combat, all kinds of cool things that you would never get to do at a regular old range. So that made it totally unique. So the Mafia proposition was, when you register for this class and you pay in full by a certain date, okay, that was important because we had some people take payment plans. But when you pay in full by a certain date, you can just show up and train, and we will provide you with the same guns that U.S. Navy SEALs use for free. And we were careful not to say these are Navy SEALs guns, like the dude that went to Afghanistan, this is his gun. We didn't say that. It's the same type of gun, right? So it's the same make, it's the same model as SEALs use. And we know what the SEALs use because some of our guys are either our special forces or they work with the SEALs, okay? So that's kind of how that worked. So this strategy did 3 big things. First, we made an offer that any trigger puller could not refuse: the chance to train live at a real SWAT facility inside of a kill house and use the same guns as U.S. Navy SEALs. 2, we eliminated a major problem our clients had, which was traveling with firearms. And 3, we created an apples versus oranges comparison. So in other words, we set it up where they couldn't even figure out how to compare this cost to something else. Okay, that's a biggie. I learned that from Dan Kennedy years ago. We created an apples versus oranges comparison in the minds of the clients and allowed us to charge 200% more money. Okay? So the apples versus oranges premium pricing, they could sign up for firearms training in another range for probably $1,000. In fact, probably less, $500 or something like that. We were able to charge $3,000 because we provided the same firearms as the SEALs. We conducted the training in a SWAT facility, not an indoor range, and our instructors are all military or law enforcement. Okay. Also, the apples versus oranges comparison allowed us to market in a blue ocean. In other words, there was no competition. There's no competition. All right? Which means we can charge 200% more than any competitor. Right? I mean, there's nobody that we know of that's charging $18,000 for 3 or 6 dudes to come out and train for 3 days. And so anyway, and actually this price is probably going to go up. But that's the big point. So here's example number 3. All right. 20 DVDs for $1 with free shipping. Okay, this one's very straightforward and easy to understand, but that's a pretty good subject line, headline, right? So if you saw that in your email inbox and you were interested in whatever that these DVDs are on, and you say it's 20 DVDs for $1 with free shipping, that would definitely probably pique your interest and you would open it, okay? And that was the whole point of this offer, is we wanted to pick up a segment of the list that had not responded to our other offers by repositioning and reframing an existing offer. Let me show you how it worked. This is a strategy we deployed at Guitars, and we had a 20 DVD course, and it sold well for $147 for shipping and handling, okay? But after a couple of years, our list had seen the offer about a gazillion times, and it just didn't perform as well as it had. So here's an eternal marketing truth. Profit comes from repeat buyers. Profit comes from repeat buyers, okay? Because the day and age we live in now, it is difficult to turn a profit on the front end, on that first transaction. You're just trying to get them through the door and then sell them other stuff, other services, or other people's stuff. Okay, if you only have a few products, you can run affiliate offers. But the big point to get is that profit comes from repeat buyers. At some point, your best, most loyal buyers are going to demand new, fresh, what's next offers. And another Dan Kennedy eternal truth I learned from him is people will consume your stuff faster than you're able to produce it. People will consume, their appetite for consuming your products and services will always outpace your ability to deliver new product, okay? And another one that I learned, actually I think from Perry Belcher, is the guy who has the most stuff to sell sells the most stuff, all right? So the point is, every product or service has a shelf life. And those who anticipate and prepare for the expiration date win. So you've got to get your head straight on this one fact, that at a certain point, a product or service is going to expire. You need to anticipate and prepare for that expiration date. So in this example, we did not have to create a new product from scratch. We simply repositioned the offer. So we're able to leverage an existing asset, and all your products and services are assets, by the way, without incurring the cost of a new product development. Here's how it worked. We created a Mafia proposition. Get 20 DVDs for $1 with free shipping. Who wouldn't want that? Okay. Then we loaded, when they clicked on the add to cart button, and we also explained this on the page, by the way. We loaded 2 items into the shopping cart. Okay, and we did this to make sure that the prospect and the buyer in this case knew exactly what they were getting. There was no crazy stuff, right? So there were 2 items in the cart. One said 20 DVD course with free US shipping, $1. And the other one said 20-hour online course with lifetime access, $146. So you see how it was the exact same price. We just reframed the offer, and we picked up a buyer. We picked up a big segment of the list who didn't respond to the other one. Here's a big takeaway. This is really just reframing or repositioning an offer. Because in the original version, get this, they got the online version free as a bonus. Okay? We were already giving them the online version when they purchased the DVDs. So it was get the DVD, 20 DVDs, $147 plus shipping and handling, and you get the online version free. Or, now we just reframed it and said 20 DVDs plus free shipping when you buy the online version. You see? We just flipped it. That's it. It's 2 sides of the same coin. It's the exact same product. So by reframing the offer, you're able to pick up a big, healthy portion of the list and increase sales from an existing product. Now, I will tell you this, since it is such an aggressive offer, we did have a little blowback. Okay, a little blowback from customers like, oh, this is a scam, man. I'm like, no. We just had our customer service people say, look, you get the 20 DVDs for $1 free shipping when you purchase the online version. And some people are like, oh, I want the 20 DVDs for $1 with free shipping. I don't want to buy the online version. Well, that's not an option. Okay, that's not an option. But you're gonna have chuckleheads anyway. Just that if you've been in business for any amount of time. All right, so here we go. Your Mafia proposition checklist. It has to be a strong offer that your prospect cannot refuse. It must be something he really, really wants. And it should be totally unique, something they cannot get elsewhere. It has to be an insanely good value, and you want your customers to say, I'd be a fool not to buy this. Now, here's some response boosters that will help you with any offer, okay? Response booster number 1, exclusivity. Exclusivity will almost always always boost response. Okay, we were able to inject exclusivity into the Modern Warrior program by offering, by basically leasing the SWAT team facility from the sheriff's department, and versus just a gun range. Okay, think about that. We positioned, it was apples and oranges, right? A gun range versus a SWAT team facility, right? Crazy stuff. That's exclusivity. Response booster number 2, use deadlines. Make the offer available for a limited time. Use the date in your emails, postcard, webpage, everywhere, and remind them constantly of the looming deadline to respond. If you've got text and you can legally contact them via text, do it. If you can contact them via phone, if you've got a phone rep, have the phone rep call, leave a message, or call and talk to the person and say, hey, just want to remind you, friendly, hey, it's totally cool. Send a voice broadcast, send email, postcard, have the date on everything, okay? But make the deadline real. Response booster number 3, premiums and bonuses. So what you want to do is reward, it's hard to say, your fast movers. Give them a discount, okay? Look, if you register by this date, you get the early bird pricing. After the date, the price goes to this, okay? Next, fast action bonus. That would be like first 100, first 50, first 200 to respond, okay? That type of thing. Limited time bonus. Order by this certain date for taking action, okay? So they get this bonus for taking action by a certain date, is what I meant to say there. Now, an advanced tactic is you can compound your response if you can combine all of these. If you can combine a discount, a fast action bonus, a limited time bonus, okay, and a premium of some type, of something they really, really want, you're gonna boost it. It compounds on itself. So if you can do all of them, great. Response booster number 4 is scarcity, okay. With the limited number of people who could attend Modern Warrior, we limited the number of people who could attend Modern Warrior to 6 because that's the number our instructor said he could handle. It's as simple as that. It's totally truthful. And we limited the number of swag packs because we literally had a finite number in stock, after which we'd have to reorder. Okay, so whenever you can use a real number and say this thing is limited and give them a reason why it's limited, awesome. Response booster number 5 is something called Dark Futurecast. I went over this in another video, and I also went over it in the 6 ways to double your sales report, so you definitely want to check that out. But basically what you do is you paint the picture of what your prospect's life will look like if he doesn't take action, right? If you don't buy this thing, here's what your future may look like, okay? So, and that's a really effective technique, especially if your particular business model doesn't lend itself to scarcity. Okay, you can always paint the picture of, well, if you don't do this, basically deciding not to choose is making a choice, okay? That is a choice. You have decided not to choose. And so by deciding not to take action, not to choose, here's what your future could look like. There are 2 paths, 2 divergent paths in front of you. One is you can take action, you can do this, and it's going to help you. And 2, you can go down this other path, and here's what that's going to look like, okay? And if your product or service is good, you have a moral obligation to press it hard, okay? Let me get off on a tangent here real quick. If your product or service is good, you have a moral obligation to promote it hard. Why? Because you want to be a rich capitalist jerk? No. If your product and service is good, it means it can truly help somebody. If you can truly help somebody, you have an obligation to explain to them why they need to take action, okay? Because it can help them, it can change their life. Does that make sense? And by them giving you some value in the terms of money, you're going to give them some value in the terms of a product or a service. So you have an obligation to promote hard, okay? Plus, timid salesmen have skinny kids, and that's no good. All right. The Mafia proposition is, let me just recap it real quick for you here. Super strong offer that your prospect can't refuse. You must answer the question, okay, so what's the catch? Because there's always going to be catch. Like 20 DVDs for $1, what's the catch? Well, the catch is there really is no catch. You just get the 20 DVDs for $1 when you purchase the online version. Okay, but you got to answer the question, what's the catch? Because they're going to be asking that. What's the catch? Why do I get to use the Navy SEALs guns? Oh, well, you get to use it because, and give them a reason why. All right. It must be something he really, really wants. Okay, and it must be unique, exclusive, rare, limited time, and for a limited quantity. And if you can use all of those, it just compounds the response rate. And it needs to be an insanely good value. You want your customer to say, I'd be a fool not to take you up on this offer. Cool? So hopefully that gives you some ideas of how to make the cash register ring using the Mafia proposition. Now imagine, what would your business look like if you actually did all of this stuff? Want some help? Well, if you'd like me to personally help you implement these types of strategies and campaigns, then I would love to speak with you to see if we might be a good fit. And with your permission, I'd like to personally create a customized Operation Windfall campaign for your business and then get on the phone with you and walk you through it. 100% free with no strings attached. So why would I do all this for free? By the way, I'm answering the question right now. I'm showing you all my cards here. I'm answering the question, the objection that might and probably is and probably should be in your mind. Why the heck would he do all this for free? Okay, here's the answer. 3 reasons your Operation Windfall campaign is free. First, I love doing it. Okay, and that is no lie. I love this stuff. I'm just a student of marketing and business, and I love strategizing and planning and working with other business owners and entrepreneurs, and it energizes me and it sharpens my saw because I get to look at other businesses and other models and what other people are doing. So it keeps me on my toes. Second, I'm a huge believer in collaboration. I think Dan Kennedy said the loneliest number in business is 1. Man, that is so true. And as an entrepreneur, or as the guy who signs the front of the check and not just always the back of the check, you're the one on the hook for the money, right? And there are not many people in the world that can relate to the stress that you go through every day, okay? We need other people to help us achieve our goals. And since I'll be looking at your business from a 30,000 foot perspective, there are going to be things that I can see in your business that you can't because you're working in the business, not on the business. Does that make sense? And it gives me personal pleasure to discover an untapped profit center that you may be overlooking. Okay? And the third is, very simply, this is how I attract high-level, top gun clients. So, your 100% satisfaction is guaranteed, or I will pay you $500. Here's how that works. I'm going to create a customized Operation Windfall plan for your business, 100% free, and I'm going to do it up front. I absolutely guarantee that you will be 100% satisfied, or I will pay you $500 just to compensate you for your time. Okay? Does that sound fair enough? All right, cool. So here's what to do next. Click the link or the button on this page to learn more about how to take me up on this valuable offer. Fill out the short application to make sure that we're a good fit, and I will personally review it. Remember, this offer is limited because of the demands of my time. I can only take a handful of clients and give them the attention that they deserve. So let's talk soon. Take care, my friend.